Yes, I will hold. Hey, Jamie. Thanks for taking my call. I really appreciate it. Yeah, the wife's good. Yeah, the kids are good too. Yeah, my grandson. I'm gonna get to meet him next Monday. Him and my daughter and her husband are flying in from Australia. Yeah, yeah. Jamie, I'm really busy. I really want to just get to the point. I do appreciate this little chit chat. I am calling you because I see that you are hiring. Yeah, yeah. Well, eBay sales aren't really doing that well right now, as you probably know. Yeah, I'm a little worried about the earnings report too. I don't see how you guys are gonna really fudge the numbers this time, but do what you gotta do. Yeah, yeah. Well, the position that I'm applying for is the let's see, what's it called here? It's it's a new technology communications role. Yeah, it says here that leveraging media connections and PR to promote and position eBay as a top tier technology company. So are you guys not an e-commerce company anymore? I mean, that's kind of what built eBay, right? Selling actual items. Yeah, I noticed. I noticed that shift. You want to be an advertising company essentially, right? Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna fly. Yeah, it doesn't really seem to be working. In fact, this is a whole nother can of worms that I wanted to talk to you about, but the changes that you made on the advertising dashboard, separating it from the marketing, I'm having issues. I can't seem to get my listings to actually go in the campaigns that I'm creating. You haven't heard about that? Well, I called yesterday and I opened a ticket, and I know other people have called about that as well. Yeah, you don't really get those memos, do you? Yeah. Well, let me just focus on the reason why I called right now, and maybe we'll get back to that. Yeah, it says here that this position will they'll be responsible for a strong media presence, working hand in glove with agency partners to bolster eBay's brand and reputation. Yeah, eBay's brand and reputation is in the shitter right now, right? Yeah, it's I don't. What's that? You don't know why? You can't figure out why? Well, I think it has to do with the fact that you keep squeezing sellers' margins. And search is kind of messed up as well, right? Like buyers probably they can't really locate what they're looking for, and you keep shoving items that you think that they might want. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if we can get the search and we can get promoted listings under control, I mean, honestly, I think eBay's brand and reputation would take care of itself. It would get back to its roots. I mean, a technology company, I don't really see that. I mean, I'll do my best. I'll do my best to position eBay as that. And I think I am aware that you have partners out there that in the social media presence, but I just don't think those people, the people that you have in your pocket, I don't think that they're doing a really good enough job that promoting eBay. Yeah, I don't really think handing out eBay gift cards was quite that great of an idea. Yeah, and no matter how many positive promoted listing videos that you put out there, people see through that. Not you, but the people that you have in your pocket, right? The people that you've partnered with, but you've not really let people know that they're partnering. So they're trying to really kind of push promoted listings and make it seem like it's such a good idea, and I don't know where you got that 80% of people that you've spoken with love promoted listings. I mean, we can work on that image. We can work on, but the reason why I think I would be really good for the job is I'm known in the community as somebody that just says it like it is, right? I've built this reputation up, and I think I could bring a lot of credibility to eBay. If you let me, if you give me a chance. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm looking at the requirements for the role. I love the challenge of capturing a leader's voice. I love telling stories. I've been doing that for the last year on YouTube. Yeah, I'm a pretty good storyteller. I didn't think I was, but people seem to gravitate towards what I have to say. Working in a fast-paced, highly collaborative environment. Yeah, no, I'm there. I want to be hands-on. I can write, produce, edit messages for a range of channels. Producing large in-person meetings, webinars. I think my wife can help me with that. She's a conference planner. I mean, she's done conference planning. She's really good at that. I can collaborate with eBay's external PR agency partners and develop communication channels. I got that all covered. It says here in the press release that the candidate must have positive relationships with PR media contacts in the tech media space. I mean, I got that. I've had communications with Ina Steiner. I've had communications with Liz from her website. Yeah, and you know what? We can spin stories, right? It's not really about what the truth is. It's about a good campaign. It's about saying really good buzzwords. Yeah, like magical innovations. That's classic. I'll take that to my grave as just one of the most classic buzz lines of marketing. That, yeah, I know you say it like 8 times in every conference call. Every earnings conference call that you have, you say that like 8 times, and it's really about repetition. You say something enough times and people believe it. That is the key to a good marketing campaign. Just repetition, drive it home, put it in big bold font. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I'm really looking forward to the opportunity. Yeah, so you think this is something that can work? Awesome. I just want to say I won't let you down, Jamie. I will turn the PR disaster that is happening with eBay. I will flip that script. Yeah. I'm going to go through my black book tonight. I'm going to reach out to a bunch of resellers. I'm going to get them on our side. All right. Give my love to the missus. Take care. And, good luck with the next earnings call, the next earnings report. Yeah. Okay. Take care. We'll talk soon. Because I'm gonna need to follow up with you on a few things. All right, take care. Bye. I got the job. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. That doesn't get old. These satirical calls, they don't get. I mean, I've been sitting on this for a week. I wanted to make this. I just have had no time, guys. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jeff. I am a full-time reseller. I wish I could say that I just sold on eBay. It would make my life so much easier. But I sell on Etsy, Posh, and Local, and a few other places. But what can we say about eBay these days? They are the best and they are the worst platform out there, in my opinion. Which it makes it a wash. Which makes it, what does that even make it, right? let's just say it's a shell of its former self. It's trying to be something that it's not. I don't know what's so bad about being an e-commerce site that they want to not be an e-commerce site. They want to be an advertising site. But to be an advertising site, you've got to have a site that brings people in. You've got to be advertising to bring people in, which they're not. They seem to be following a classic script of how to destroy a perfectly, not just perfectly good, a legendary e-commerce platform. And with their latest blunder, oh my goodness. So there's a lot that I want to talk about. If you enjoy intros like that, please give me a thumbs up. And so the other day, I noticed that they had made a change to the advertising dashboard. And yesterday, I had heard people talking about the campaigns just automatically doing crazy things and, upping their, if either changing their campaigns to dynamic and whatnot. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna end my campaign. It was getting to a point where I was getting ready to end my campaign anyhow. And so I did that, and then I bumped my promoted listings rate. I wasn't happy with where it's at, so I bumped it all the way back down to near 2%. Like 81 listings out of my 3,700 listings on my store went in the campaign. First off, I couldn't figure out how to bulk add my listings to the campaign. It was only allowing me to select 100. Maybe it was 200. I think it was 100, but it was only allowing me to select like whatever the max is that it shows. So then I call into eBay, and I got that, oh, thank you for your loyalty, which doesn't mean anything these days. Being a good seller doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. Having 100% feedback doesn't mean anything. I mean, it means something to me. It means something to the sellers. Like, it's a pride thing. It reminds you that you're doing a good job. So there's so many things I want to talk about, and I didn't write anything down. So I call in, explain to the guy what's going on. He had no idea. He had no idea how to fix it. And I say to him, first off, I want you to file a ticket, and I want you to file a complaint. I'm like, stop changing things. Your website doesn't even work properly. Stop making changes. It's not necessary. I don't even see why it was even necessary to separate it from the marketing, and the graphs and the back office statistics, completely worthless. I don't even, I may not be the smartest tool. I don't even know that saying. Tool in the shed. But I mean, I can read some charts, and I'm good at troubleshooting. I cannot even figure out what that data back there is even supposed to mean and how I'm even supposed to use it. In fact, I was so fed up last night. I was like, look, if you can't figure out how to add my listings to my campaign, screw it. I'm just gonna not promote. You're making me want to just take promoted listings off of all my listings. And I ended up doing that because he didn't figure it out. So he put me on hold to try to figure out first how to add the listings in, and then I figured it out while we were on hold. You have to go to this, can't even remember. I guess I should I don't think I can actually do it. Well, since I have a campaign going. But there was like a tab that was up above it, like it was like a filter or something. So anyhow, I figured that out. I educated the guy who's supposed to be telling me how to do this, which this is so frustrating. It's so frustrating that eBay doesn't train its employees properly when it makes these changes. It's so amateur. It's so amateur of a company to do that. Like I said to the rep, I go, eBay makes these changes without them being tested. I said, do you like to go to the doctor and be a guinea pig? To have the doctor experiment on you? Do you like that? Do you enjoy that? Of course he's going to say no. I'm like, that is how eBay treats its sellers. It runs tests. It makes changes that aren't proven, that aren't ready, that haven't been tested, and then we suffer. It's no wonder so many sellers are leaving the platform or making eBay less of a priority in their reselling business. It's what they're doing. And James mentioned this in the video, and thanks for the shout out, James. I do appreciate that. I mean, my message has never, it's been the same. It's been the same since I've gotten on YouTube. Promoted listings is destroying the eBay platform. It's destroying it's multi-layered destroying the platform. It's destroying the platform because it's alienating sellers, for one, because they've taken billions and billions of dollars out of our families' mouths unnecessarily, greedily. It's messed with search. It's not showing items that people are actually looking for because they have to have so many impression quotas to fill when people are promoting. So yeah, it's my message has been the same, and I appreciate those out there that recognize that, James. But so why did I? Yeah, I mean, you were essentially talking about how promoted listings are destroying the platform. That's been my message ever since I've really kind of figured out what they're doing. In fact, promoted listings are going to be the downfall of eBay because, and I said this, I had a really good rep yesterday, and I really kind of unloaded on him. Not him, and he was super cool about it. He pretty much agreed with everything I said. But, and I've said this analogy or I said this example before, if every single person promotes on the platform, there's no advantage. There's no advantage at all. In fact, the only winner in that scenario is eBay. And even if, let's say, I forget what the number was that they mentioned on the conference call. I don't know, is it 15 to 20, only 15 to 20% of people promote. Even if all of the people who do promote get to a rate 10-15%. Okay, sorry, my fourth daughter just came downstairs, so I got interrupted. I think I was talking something along the lines of if everybody who promotes who's gonna promote for the most part, once they're all promoting at a certain amount, again, the advantage of promoting goes away, and it's, eBay's the winner, we're the loser, and then there's always going to be someone that's going to bump that up more, and it's the race to the top, the race to give eBay all your profit margins. This is no way to run a platform. It's no way to run a business. It's no way for long-term sustainability of a platform like eBay. Again, I said this before. If you need more money, eBay, make it a flat rate. All of this, who can promote, who can out promote, Stoic, he had a classic Stoic reseller, Kevin, he had a classic line. How much do you, I can't remember, I'm going to butcher it. How much do you want to wager? Basically when you're trying to determine how much you want to give eBay in promoted listing fees, it's all BS. It's all BS, and it's all coming out now. Not coming out now, but it's the glitches and the problems. Not being able to and people who are promoting are seeing abnormally, significantly low sales. It's not working. It's not working, eBay. You really need to take a look at what you're doing to the sellers on the platform. And if you actually care, because at this point, I think I can safely say that you don't really care about sellers at all. And I know you're a business. But there are ways that you can run a business where it's not you win and we lose. That is not a sustainable business platform, because I'll tell you what, I have thought this in the back of my head, and then someone made a comment about this on my channel a few days ago. I've often thought that if Temu created a secondary, third-party seller platform, that would be the smartest thing that they could do, and that would be the nail in the coffin for eBay, in my opinion, because they're advertising out the wazoo. And then someone else made that exact same comment of what I was thinking. I don't remember if I said this publicly or if I've just thought it. I might have even said it, 4 or 6 months ago. And if it's not Temu, it's going to be someone else. And I'm not a fan of Temu. I'm not a fan of their business strategies. I'm not a fan of products cheap products. I'm not a fan of products that don't last and you've got to buy more. And it more comes from a standpoint of for the economy, plus sustainability and ethical reasons. I don't really know everything. There's been a lot of talk about Temu and everything, but I'm just saying, if it's not Temu, it's going to be another company. And as soon as another company comes along, and I will say this, District Marketplace, they have management that, from what I have seen, actually cares about their sellers and actually cares about the input from the sellers. It's just not a platform that is getting any traction for me. And maybe it's because my marketplace is small. I have tried putting a few items in other people's marketplaces. I have not had any sales. I would have thought, and I have less than 50 items on there, but I still would have thought I would have had at least one drive-by. I have less than 50 items on Etsy, and I have 7 sales on there, and I'm really starting to get a lot of traction in terms of people favoriting or adding to their watch list. I don't remember exactly how that goes. In fact, Etsy has recently come out with a kind of a change in what they're doing, and there was some statements by their president. I know there's a lot of people who they give Etsy a lot of crap, and maybe I'm still in the honeymoon phase, but I have nothing but good things to say about my experience with Etsy. Again, the only thing I wish that they would do is they would take their 20-year rule down to 10-year rule for vintage. I think that would bolster their earnings. I think 10 years is, hell, even 15 would be better than 20. It's just, and I don't love their insertion fee thingy, but again, I'll work with it. But I think his name's Josh something, Silverstein, something. The president at Etsy, he said something which really resonated with me, and I'm just para quoting, or he said something about how the lines of, the Etsy wants to differentiate themselves from a lot of kind of like what Temu and Amazon are selling, like cheap, low-cost items. They're constantly nickel and diming themselves in the race to the bottom, and they're seeing who can, ship 2 hours quicker than the other competitor. Like those are just unsustainable as well, and in my opinion, unprofitable. And so he said something that I'm like, okay, you know what? I like that, and I'm sure he didn't write the statement, but I mean, it still made sense to me. When was the last time, please, somebody in the comment section, when was the last time that you heard anything that came out of Jamie's mouth that made the any sense at all? I was listening to the last quarter's earnings call. I had plans. I had plans to make this video. I really wanted to. I remember listening to it while I was running, and I was just like, who is this guy? Who is he talking to? Who is he talking to? Who is his target audience when he is talking and spewing all of these? I mean, it was just like buzzword this, magical innovation that, earnings, blah, blah, blah. There were so many, and he would just say the same things over and over again. And I'm just like, has he ever sold anything in his life? Has any of these upper management people, have any of them ever sold and actually taken the time to use the platform from the seller side to see how things actually go? And yeah, it's baffling to me. It's baffling to me. So anyhow, getting back to my story, because there is something that I want to share that James actually, so the eBay representative couldn't figure it out. He opened a ticket, and I'm like, you know what? You can open the ticket just so a ticket is open. I'm sure other people are opening tickets as well, because I tried it on my store and I tried it on Maria's store, and neither of them none of the listings were going into the campaign. So I just turned everything off. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Now is a great opportunity. Somebody just favorited an item. So I think it's only a matter of time before I get another sale. I'm just not listing that much on Etsy because of that 20-year rule. So, sorry. Anyhow, so I ended all my campaigns, and I got one sale overnight. eBay says you don't need to promote, but yeah, it's hard to get sales when they literally just trash you in the listings, in the rankings, if you don't promote. So James mentioned something in Primo's chat this morning. So this isn't my idea, but I can say that it works. If you are creating campaigns and none of your listings, or like a very small fraction of your listings, are going into your campaign, end and sell similar all of your listings. Let me back up. End the campaign. I would even end any markdown sales, but I don't know if that's necessary. End and sell similar all of your listings, and then recreate the campaign and add your listings into the campaign. And like for mine, I got I like to make creative names for my advertising campaigns. Like the one on my store, the name of my campaign, I voted no for promoted listings. So I've got 2788 of 3700 in there. It's better than what it was. It was like at 80. So it's not foolproof, but it's better than nothing. And then on Maria's store, I just titled it eBay Mafia Fees. Oh no, that was the one last night. The name of my campaign on Maria's store is Promoted Listings Are Ruining eBay. I don't know who's going to see it. I just want them to know how I feel about what they're doing. And it brings me joy. So 3,400 of, I think there's only like maybe 100 or 150 that aren't in there. I don't know. I hate I really wanted to just leave them off, but I just, oh, that reminds me. I have, you know what? Let's do this right now. But in the meantime, I want to share this email because it kind of ties in with me. I do want to, at some point, go off of promoted listings. I just want to go off. Like, I want to do my own experiment with that. I thought I was going to do it last night, and I might just do it on one of my channels, or one of my accounts, but I'm just not ready yet. Like, I'm not ready yet because it seems like even when I'm off of it for a day, everything is just absolutely dead. So I just don't, and now with Maria back to work, it's not as stressful, but I still want to make money, right? Yeah. So anyhow, so I got this email. Hi, I've watched your channel for a long time and thought you might be interested in the results over the last month. I have been an eBay seller for over 20 years, either part or full time the whole time. I even owned an eBay drop-off store in the early 2000s. I sell on eBay, Mercari, and rarely on occasion on Amazon. My sales tanked just like everyone over the last year. I think last month, May 2024, may have been the worst ever. I had no sales 3 days in a row the last week of May, which in 20 years had never happened to me, except when on vacation mode. I listed around 10 items per day and did so every day in May except on the holiday, and I hover around 1,100 listings. I have been using promoted listings since they started, even though most of my items are unique and the only one listed are a lot of the time. So they're basically just unique items. A lot of probably like stuff I have. I was of the opinion that the only way eBay would give you sales was from at least a 3 to 5% rate on promoted. On June 1st, I said, forget it. Of all my 1,100 items are promoted, and then I go 3 days without any sales, then why am I promoting? So let me just read that again. On June 1st, I said, forget it. If all of my 1,000 items are promoted and I go 3 days without any sales, then what's the point of promoting? I am attaching the results of ending promoted on June 1st. It has been 30 days, and needless to say, I will never promote again. I think you will find it interesting. All right, so I'm going to show you the attachments. And you can see here, oh wait, let me back up. Traffic. Yeah, listing impressions down significantly, page views down significantly, but your click-through rate and the sales conversion rate are both up. Those are the only thing that matters. The last 7 days, or last 31 days, up 94%. And this is just her showing what kind of seller and total sales. I mean, those are in line. The only other person that I know is Nash, who has success selling without promoted listings. But this is encouraging, and it's something that I am definitely going to test myself. I'm probably getting closer to that than ever, just because I'm just fed up. Along those lines of being fed up, listen to this glitch. I've never heard anybody talk about this glitch, and so I had to reset my store. I was trying to not reset my store that often, but because when James mentioned that about resetting the store and then putting them back into the campaign, that did something. Listen to this glitch. So, if you've done a reset, what you do is you write the number down, or at least you check what it is of how many total listings that you have, and then you end 200 at a time. On my account, no problems. Ended 200 showed up in my unsolds, and I relisted. I sold similar, and it was fine. On Maria's store, I had problem after problem, which resulted in me losing at least 12 listings. Just poof, gone. Maybe 15. And there's nothing I could do about it. So let me tell you what happened. So I would end 200, and it would say 200 ended. Sometimes you end 200 and only 199 or 198 will end, and it'll have like a red dot or something that says listing could not be ended. And then when you go, so if 198 ended, 198 would show up in the unsolds. What kept happening to me on Maria's store, I would end 200, 199 would show up, and I had no idea what one didn't. So I would relist, I would sell similar to 199, and I would be one short. That happened 2 or 3 times because I kept thinking, oh, it's surely not going to happen again. But it did. So after 3 times, I was like, okay, maybe for some reason it can't handle 200. So I did 50. I ended 50 and it seemed okay. So I tried 100 and it seemed okay for a couple times. It's more work. And then one time I ended 100 and 3 were missing. Only 97 showed up. This kept happening. We should be over glitches like this. Like, it shouldn't be that difficult to have a functioning website that doesn't lose your listings. I don't even know what it is. It's frustrating. Like, those listings, like, just gone. I have no idea what they were. They're just in my inventory somewhere. They're never going to get sold now. Lindy Glenn, in her video, 5 reasons why she's not selling on it. Well, 5 reasons why she's not making eBay a priority anymore, and that was one of her reasons. Is listings just go missing. When I started doing an inventory, and I'm not very far on it, but I was shocked at the amount of items that were not listed in the little amount that I did. It is ridiculous. Mel from back from Burnout, she found the same thing. It was nice to see a bigger YouTuber like herself talking about some of that is a real issue. There is absolutely no reason, if you pay for a store, that your items should ever disappear off the platform. That is what we are paying for. That is a service that we are paying for. They are receiving money from us, and if listings are disappearing from your store, or they're not being shown inside the store, somebody needs to call the FTC, because I don't understand what's the point of paying for a service that if we're not receiving the benefits. Like, it should not be a problem being able to keep your listings ending. That when you end that, don't have that feature available if it's not going to work. And it's such a ridiculous thing to have to explain to the customer services reps. I ended 200 listings and only 199 showed up, or 197 showed up. The workaround that I was able to do that was an acceptable loss, because I needed to get these listings ended. I just did 100 at a time. I did 100 twice, and then I reset. So, what seemed to work the best was select 100, deselect one of them. So you're ending 99. I mean, I tried a couple different things. I tried doing 200, deselecting one, because it seemed like 199 was the magic number. Think about how ridiculous it is. Think about how ridiculous the things that we have to do just to sell on eBay, that the time that it is taking away from actually doing. I haven't listed a thing today. I haven't listed a thing. I had to do 2 resets on 2 stores that I didn't want to have to do. While doing those resets, I had to troubleshoot and try to figure out, how can I not lose listings? I know there's a very real possibility every time I end. So the thing that worked for me was selecting 100, deselecting one, ending 99. Doing that twice, and then selling similar on the 198 that was in there. That mostly worked. I would say out of everything I tried, that lost me the least amount of listings. Think about what I'm saying here, eBay. Think about what I am freaking saying here. The things that we have to do, the games and the hoops that we have to do, you are preventing us from making you money. And you wonder, you sit here and you wonder, why do I get so worked up? Why do I even care? They don't give a shit about us. Why do I even care? Truth is, I'm slowly not caring. In fact, just yesterday, I did something that I didn't think I was going to do for a long time. I reopened my trading account. I had Ameritrade got bought out by one of those old white man, not Lehman Brothers, was it Charles Schwab? I think it was Charles Schwab, and I wasn't happy with that, and I've really taken a break from trading since right around COVID, and something got into me. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to get back into trading. Maybe eBay has pushed me so far that, and I'll still be reselling. Trading it's not a full-time thing. It's something like my style of trading is a little, and I want to adapt my style of trading to be way more hands-off. So I'm still going to be reselling, but I need to do something else. I need to do something that is I need to not be reliant on eBay, because they have proven time and time again that you cannot rely on them as a reselling platform. They are, just want to be careful with what I say. They're not reliable, and they can't help you. They've demonstrated that they don't know how to run a website that functions properly before they go and they make more changes. They're really just throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. They're seeing what they can get away with. How much is too much to take from sellers? How much profit margins are we willing to give them for? Like, they're not even Amazon. They're asking, watch Carl's over at eBay Life's show this morning. About halfway through, he was running some figures about what eBay's suggested off-site click promotions, what they are suggesting, and damn if they aren't trying to take over 50% of our commissions in clicks. Their suggested rates are criminal, in my opinion. And they don't even make sense. So, so I haven't funded it yet. I'm still debating or not whether I want to go with E-Trade. I actually got access to my one Twitter account that I haven't had access to for over 4 years. The one that had like 5,000 followers, which I had built up for a while. When I was trading, got to connect with a couple people that I haven't connected with in years, like since 2020. So that's something that I'm gonna be, I think, because my son-in-law who's coming here, he wants to talk about, he wants to get started in trading. So it's kind of getting me kind of motivated. It's we'll see where it goes. I don't know, but I need to do something that takes me away from being reliant on eBay. That's basically it. I still need them. I don't want to need them, and until management I mean, I can't see current management doing an about face and admitting what they're doing is destroying the platform. So really, until new management comes in, because what they're doing is, like, Jamie's not making the changes that on the platform from a long term point of view. He's trying to extend and stay there as long as possible so he makes as much money as possible. I'm not blaming the guy, but I'm blaming the guy. So yeah, as long as current management's in there, like, this is probably eBay. Like, it's a platform that works some of the time, but even when it works, it's not working to suit us. It's not working. It's not like what has. I was talking with Jack the other day, and he said something along the lines of, eBay was a fully functioning website before Jamie took over. What has Jamie done since taking over that, let's say you and I were having a drink somewhere and we were talking to ourselves and you know, we're being real, and you know, I say to you, what has Jamie done that has actually benefited us as a seller since taking over the reins at eBay? If you guys know of anything, put it in the comments. If you can honestly say that he's done something that has benefited us, because the way I see it, it's like every few months we're waiting for the next shoe. I mean, how many freaking shoes are there that's gonna fall? So, all right, I want to wrap this video up. I'm getting too fired up. I don't know I can't be responsible for what I say next. You know, my passion just comes from loving what I do and knowing what could be with eBay if they actually cared. Maybe when I start my new job at eBay, I'll be able to get them. A couple things I want to tell a really quick story. I sold this. It was a Zircon Pocket Ethernet adapter model. I had it listed for like $66. Maybe I'll show you. I'll show you a picture when I flip this camera, or when I flip the camera around. The guy messages me one night, and we have some nice back and forth. And he asks me, you know, he's like, has it been tested? You know, asking questions, which sometimes is like, and I'm just straight with the guy. So this is why I consider myself an excellent seller in terms of like the whole package, customer service, taking responsibility, providing solutions. Like I'm dealing with another issue right now. I don't want to talk about it until it resolves itself. So he messaged me. I messaged him back, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I bought this secondhand. I have no idea if it works. I go, here's what I'll do. If you get it and it doesn't work, just let me know, and I'll refund you. No questions asked. I've done this before. Some people are like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Let me run my, you know, you shouldn't do that because it encourages. I can count on one hand how many times I feel like I've been scammed, and I'm thinking in my head, maybe it's as little as 2 or 3 times, and some of those actually they didn't get away with it, and you know, he was super appreciative of that. I'm like, you make me a fair offer, you know, let's do this. He made me an offer for $58. You be straight with people. You know, you don't be vague. You take responsibility for the things. He left me feedback. Seller is responsive and extremely reasonable. Do not hesitate to reach out. Buy with confidence. Truly one of eBay's finest. Thanks. He got it. He messaged me. He's like, hey, I had to finagle and download a couple different drivers for it. He's speaking in foreign language to me. I don't know anything about that stuff. He's like, but I was able to get it work, and in our initial dialogue, I said to him, look, I don't know if this works. I said, but I know that this has value. And I know that there's someone out there that would want it. And you've got nothing to worry about. And he was super appreciative of that. He's like, if it wasn't for people like you, he's like, then people like me who collect these vintage pieces, they wouldn't have a place to go. And to me, that is what eBay is all about. And that is what is sorely lacking in the marketplace, right? In the eBay marketplace right now, is actually allowing people to find the items that they're looking for, not showing them items that they think eBay thinks. Okay, so these Lone Ranger books, these were on eBay. They sold for $40 on Etsy. I was a little surprised they sold. They were from the 1940s, but I got them for free. Had them listed on eBay. No takers there. These vintage Nike tags, these sold for $44 plus shipping. Everything is plus shipping here. I had those on eBay. I had those on like every site that I had. In fact, Etsy took those down initially. Well, Etsy does something where they don't take it down. They move it into, I believe, inactives, and then they do a little bit of research on it, and then they realize that they were authentic. I knew they were authentic. This Hello Kitty, these two plushes, these sold for $45 on Etsy. I actually had these on eBay. I had these on eBay for over 2 or 3 years. And then I noticed that this guy, I think this guy's Daniel, he had a little something on it when I only had it listed on eBay. So I pulled it down from eBay, cleaned it up, relisted it on Etsy and eBay at the same time. And they were actually $10 cheaper on eBay, but they sold for $10 more on Etsy, and they sold from the time of listing them. They sold within 2 or 3 weeks. And then this Electro-made vintage electric skillet, I had this listed on Etsy. I was hoping to sell this local. I did not want to have to ship this, but this sold for $90. This was from my mother-in-law, and look at this. See here, let me find something. All I want, whether it's eBay, whether it's another site that comes along, is a site that is fair with us, with not just fair in terms of the fees, but straight with us. Like, I feel like it's not just the promoted listings. It's not, I don't mind paying more if I'm getting more. Like, we are getting less from eBay and paying more. That does not sit right with me. But if you think about the manipulative nature that they are putting us in to pit, it's literally like, it's like promoted listings Hunger Games. It's like, and there's no winner. There's no winner but eBay, and it's manipulative, and it doesn't sit well. It's not good business. It's bad business is what it is. It's bad business, and it's unsustainable. And until, I know there are people out there that are having success with promoted listings, but by and large, they are in the minority. And oftentimes there are other circumstances which can explain why they are having success. By and large, the more you promote does not mean the more that you're going to make sales. And there, I haven't even touched upon the transparency that goes on with promoted listings. Like, I literally, the other day, I had a sale. I accepted a sale because it did not say that it was coming from a promoted listings thing. What do you know? A day later, bam, it was promoted listings. Like, stuff like that really makes me feel like, no, I'm not, this isn't working for me. So that's all I got, guys. the grandbaby and my daughter and her husband are arriving on Monday. I imagine these next few days are going to be chaotic. I do want to put out a what sold video soon, and you know, maybe I'll do any follow-up questions or comments then. Maybe I will try to get that. Maybe I'll try to film that over the weekend and launch that Monday when they come. And then after that, I don't know. I mean, this is going to be like the common area. The baby is going to be right here. I don't know how I'm going to be filming. My office is going to be occupied by my daughter, the one from Calgary. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. It's going to be tiring. But yeah, we'll see. I'll you know, maybe I'll just do a small video from my car. I don't know, guys. But let me know what you think of this video. When I woke up today, I was like, if I do, like I said, I haven't listed a thing today. I said, I am going to make a video no matter what. Enjoy. Peace and blessings, guys. Keep up the good fight. Keep reporting those bugs. Keep, just let eBay, you know, let them know what you think of promoted listings. Like James said this in today's video, you know, who knows if any of these videos do any good. Sometimes I feel like I'm putting myself out there unnecessarily, but also at the same time, it's like, what's the point? What's the point of not saying what's on your mind when, I don't know, like I feel like there's a great injustice in the e-commerce community right now. And I'm not the kind of person that's just going to sit by and not say anything. So, cheers, guys. I'm out.